Think of one of the most recognized structures in the world. But this time, not one famous for its perfection, one famous for its imperfection. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Millions of people travel to Italy every year just to see it. They take photos, they smile, and they leave. But almost nobody asks the real questions. Why is this tower leaning? How has it been standing for 850 years? And was nature the only thing that tried to bring it down? Today, we tell the real story of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, from the very beginning, with all its surprises. The year is 1063. Pisa is one of the most powerful city-states in Italy, at the center of Mediterranean trade. Its ships reach every port. Its treasury is overflowing. That year, the Pisans attacked Palermo in Sicily and returned home with enormous treasure. The city's leaders made a decision. This wealth had to be shown to the world. And so it began. The Piazza dei Miracoli, the Square of Miracles, started to take shape. A cathedral, a baptistry, and a bell tower, all in white marble, all magnificent. The bell tower was to be the last structure built, and it would be the one people talked about forever. August 9th, 1173. Architect Bonanno Pisano laid the foundation of the tower. The plan was magnificent. 8 stories of white marble rising 60 meters into the Tuscan sky. Everything seemed perfect. Plans were in place, workers were building, marble blocks were being set. But there was one thing the architect hadn't fully considered. Did you know the word Pisa comes from a Greek word meaning marshy land? The entire city sits on soft, unstable ground, clay, sand, and shells compressed together. And the foundation was only 3 meters deep. When the 3rd floor was completed in 1178, the tower had already shifted 5 centimeters to the southeast. The engineers panicked. And then the Republic of Pisa went to war. Battles with Genoa, Lucca, and Florence. Construction stopped for nearly 100 years. And that pause saved the tower. During those 100 years of silence, the soil beneath the tower compressed and settled. If construction had never stopped, the tower would almost certainly have collapsed. 1272. Engineer Giovanni Di Simone took over construction. To compensate for the lean, he built the upper floors slightly taller on the sinking side. This is why the tower isn't straight. It curves gently. Each floor leans a little differently. But the tower kept leaning. In 1278, the Pisans were defeated by the Genoese at the Battle of Meloria. Construction stopped again. The 7th floor wasn't completed until 1319. Finally, in 1370, Tommaso di Andrea Pisano completed the bell chamber. 7 bells were installed. After 197 years of construction across 3 separate phases, the tower was finished. But it was already leaning at 1.6 degrees. By 1817, British architects measured the tilt at 5 degrees. By 1993, it had reached its maximum, 5.5 degrees. In 1990, the Italian government declared an emergency. The tower was closed to the public. The bells were silenced. An international team of engineers was assembled. Soil was carefully extracted from beneath the foundation on the higher side of the tower. Slowly, precisely, millimeter by millimeter. The tower was gently guided back toward vertical. The lean was reduced by 44 centimeters. In 2001, the tower reopened to the public. In 2008, for the first time in its 800-year history, sensors recorded zero movement. The tower had stopped leaning. What began as an architectural mistake became one of the most iconic structures in human history. Maybe that's the greatest lesson the world has to offer. The most beautiful things are sometimes born from the greatest mistakes. Like this video and subscribe to The Deep Origin to keep exploring the real stories behind the world's most iconic places.